Bitcoin doing exactly what we were looking for it to do, coming back up to that $6,550 resistance and then taking a nice leg to the downside. But even with this bearish look, there's a silver lining to all of this. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter. And I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily analysis video. Bitcoin making us very, very happy this morning, taking that leg to the downside, breaking down from the 6,550 resistance zone that we were eyeing all the way from over here, right? We were patient. We were cautious. We did the mango way. We did the stress-free way. Waited for price to come up against that major resistance. Got price there, shorted it, and down Bitcoin goes. But hey, even with this, there is a silver bullish lining that I do want to talk about. And you know what? Let's go ahead and start right over there. I'm switching on over to the monthly. Let's go. So in yesterday's video, okay, we addressed a few things in regard to the monthly, and it was towards the end of the video. And if you missed it, please go ahead and watch that, guys, because I'm going to just briefly go over it yet again, but it's not going to be as detailed. So what are we looking at? Let me see if I have my horizontal still on. Okay, yeah, there we go. So if you guys did miss yesterday's video, go ahead and watch it, because we were looking at essentially this horizontal over here at around 6,800, 6,900, and the zone over here between, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, between 6,280 and 6,350-ish, all right? We were like, okay, as long as Bitcoin closes above this zone, there's still hope, a bull hope for upside in the coming months. All right, again, this is the monthly time frame. There's hope for upside in the coming months. The more bullish picture would be if it even closed above 6,860. Now, yesterday, Bitcoin was grinding against the 6,550 region, and if we did break that, we would have tested around 6,700, 6,800, right? There was a chance rather for us to do that. But again, until you break that resistance, it is resistance. And the play is to be bearish underneath it, right? Again, let's go back onto a 4-hour. I do want to talk about this. A lot of people were getting excited over here, right? And it's so typical, guys. People were shorting here at around 6,250-ish. And that wasn't a bad play. 6,250, 6,300, not a bad play at all. But it wasn't as good as 6,550, which is why I was waiting for that region. But when we broke this, everybody was longing here, and this is what baffles me. Yes, the candles looked very bullish at the time, right? But we hadn't broken the resistance yet, 6,550. It's as simple as that. I go over these levels with you every freaking day. But I was getting PMs telling me, hey, Sean, I'm longing here, okay? What do you think? Well, you guys know what I think. I do the daily video every day. You guys know exactly what I think. My opinion is not going to change just because the candle turns green, guys. In fact, that was an opportunity. If you guys did miss the first few legs towards that 6, I mean, look at the distribution over here, guys. Look at how much opportunity you had to get that position in. Now, I may still end up being wrong on this trade, right? We're not seeing the continuation just yet. Kind of are right now. You kind of are right now. But I digress. The point I'm trying to make over here is do not take long positions against major resistance, and don't do what I did and add to your short position against major support. Now, over here I was getting greedy, and because the overall context of the market is so bearish, I was looking for a breakdown and I wanted to get it, front run that, and I got punished, right? I got punished and I ate into some of my profits. I was able to get out, but hey, it could have gotten bad if I was stubborn again. So if you do make a mistake, on that note, if you make a mistake, get out of your position, recognize your mistake, and get out before it gets bad. Okay, so back on over to the monthly now, and we were looking at this yesterday, and we said, hey, if Bitcoin closes above this zone over here between 6,300 to 6,400, all is okay. We still have hope for the months to come. It would have been even better if we closed about 6,800, and we had a chance to do that if we broke above that resistance level that we just talked about at 6,550. Unfortunately, we did not break above that, but we held this zone as well, right? So we're stuck in between two major monthly levels, 6,880 to the upside, and let's zoom in a little bit and get these levels right, 6,280-ish to 6,369 to the downside. Okay, now if we had closed the month underneath the zone over here, I would have been even more bearish, and I've been looking for, hey, moves back down to around this 3,000 zone over here. Now because we closed above the zone over here, it doesn't mean that I'm not bearish. I'm still bearish on the mid to high time frames. I'm just not as bearish on the longer term coming months time frame. All right, it's a little bit hard to understand, so let me explain. Just because we closed the month over here above the zone, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to simply bounce from here. I am still in my short position. All this means is that now I have to keep the monthly close, all right, this monthly close at the back of my head while looking for a big move towards the downside. Perhaps I have to reconsider how big of a trend trade I am looking for towards the downside, and that we will only know as time progresses, as the lower time frames start or don't start showing signs of a recovery, right? We have done something bullish, quote unquote, on the monthly time frame, and the only reason, guys, that this is really bullish is because of this wick over here along with the closes. If we did not have this massive wick, I would be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more skeptical about this candle close, because far too often Bitcoin especially has the tendency of barely defending a level that a lot of people have their eyes on and then just wrecks it on the next candle. All right, and I have a suspicion that this may be one of those candles. But as you guys know, over here at the Mango Grove, we do not front run any of those potential traps. We wait for confirmation. As long as this candle close is valid, and it is very valid, we have to respect it. Okay, now for this to be considered a trap, we'll have to wait for the next month's candle. If the next month's candle closes underneath the zone over here, then looking at the overall situation, the fact that Bitcoin pushed itself up above the zone just before the month close, okay, and distributed around there, and then the next month gave it up, that would have me saying, you know what, that action was just a trap, just to lure in traders so that they could get distributed on for the entirety of those weeks, or perhaps this entirety of the month, and now we ended up giving up that level anyways. But for now, we have defended a major monthly level, and we have to respect that. That does not mean that I get out of my short trade, all right? I'm still in my short position. In fact, my short position is looking really good right now, because remember, guys, what have we done? Let's do a quick recap on this position. Here we have Bitcoin on the daily, and yeah, the daily is not looking good. We'll come back to this in a bit. Let's switch on to the 4-hour. We took our first trade at around 6,660, right? Somewhere around here. We had that move all the way down to that major zone, 5,800, 5,900 that everybody was looking at. I did not take my entire profits over there. You guys know when I'm playing a trend trade, I do not take my entire profits ever. I always hope for the break and hope for the continuation. I did take some profits, and I essentially re-added those profits as well as more when we came back up to 6,550 region that we were eyeing, because hey, that was the breakdown point of this major break, right? This was the major break that I was looking for, where we added against the major daily level 6,900, and over here we did something very similar, right? 6,550. This distribution and this distribution over here looks very similar, right? Getting a lot of people excited at a major level, but as long as we're living underneath there, no reason to really get excited. Okay, you cannot act on that excitement at the very least. Get excited if you have to, but do not act on it. Stick to your plan. Again over here, guys, same thing happened, and this is how trends move, guys. You take a leg down, you have a retracement back, you take a leg down. If you are in the Mango C program, revisit the trend analysis module. If you've watched it only once and you think you understood all of it, you have not. Now with the current Bitcoin price action, you're going to understand even more, because you'll be like, oh yeah, right. Okay, the way I designed the program, guys, is for you guys to keep coming back and rewatching it and rewatching it and rewatching it. So take advantage of that, guys. Take advantage of that. This is not like your university lectures where your professors come into class, give the lecture, and then you're done. You never get a chance to hear that lecture again, right? Nope, we are in the new age of learning and you get to rewatch those modules. So again, take advantage of that. So now let's go ahead and talk about what price is doing right over here. We are on Bitcoin 4-hour time frame, and we are currently sitting underneath this 6,350 horizontal, which is also our upper zone of the monthly time frame zone that we lined out just in the beginning of the video. If we close a 4-hour underneath over here, we're living underneath it, we are likely going to see a spill on over. First stop would be the bottom of the monthly zone, also lines up with this cluster over here. But if we break that as well, guys, if we even take out this wick over here at 6,248, I'll be looking for a move down to 6,100-ish, and then after that we're looking to retest these lows over here at 5,874. Now this is where it gets interesting. Okay, if we take out this low over here at around 5,850-ish, that's when I think it could get very ugly and Bitcoin could have a spill on over all the way down over here to the low 5,000s. And hey, coming down over here would actually initiate probably the break of this potential head and shoulders. And I'm not sure if this is a head and shoulders or not, guys. You guys know I don't trade patterns too much, but we do have the psychology of this, right? A push to the upside. We talked about in yesterday's video. We can go ahead and talk about it again. The bulls attempting a reversal by pushing to the upside, confirming a nice higher low on this swing over here, pushing again, but being pressed back down by the bears, getting another attempt to push up, getting rejected once more by the bears, a weak push, and then the bears being able to push underneath this rising trend line is going to cause a quick move towards the downside, where all the bulls just decide to give up on this potential trend reversal to the upside. All right, so we do have the psychology of something major breaking down over here. We also have what you could be looking at as a rising channel, right? We can go ahead and look at it on the daily time frame actually. But before we switch on over to fully looking at the daily, I do want to talk about the 12-hour that has been getting priced pretty good. And right over here, what would you guys call this? Rising, broadening wedge, bear flag, whatever the hell you want to call it. So breaking that neckline down over here would line up with us breaking 5,972 right over here, right over here. 5,972 lines up with that 5,840 low that we were looking at. But hey, at the same time, the bull case of this is that hey, we bounce off this over here at around 5,985, confirming a higher low yet again, and then perhaps get all the way up to what would line up with these guys right over here, right over here. So perhaps Bitcoin could make that push up to 7,900. That would be a very surprising move, and that would actually catch a lot of bears off guard, forcing them to buy back into the market to cover their positions. That would essentially add fire to that big move to the upside. So that is a bull case to be had, but the trend is down for me and I'll be playing this to the downside until I see those signs. Speaking of the trend, let's go ahead and see what our daily trend indicators are telling us. Here we have the daily time frame. I'm going to switch on the mango ribbon. Again, by the way, guys, the mango ribbon is completely free. Simply use the link down below to get access to it. I also have put up already 2 tutorial videos on how to use it. The first video is how to set it up, and the second video is the difference between a moving average and a exponential moving average. So go ahead and watch both those videos, especially the second video, because I do give away a golden nugget of information that you can use in your trading activities to hey, improve your performance and your profits. All right, so let's see what we have going on over here. Bitcoin. So we did close yesterday about the 10 SMA, but it looked very shaky, right? It looked very shaky. We talked about how price was being pressed upon, and there we have it now. We're living underneath the 10 SMA, underneath the 21 EMA, underneath the Kijun, the Tenkin moving aggressively now to the downside. This is not a good look. This is not a good look at all. This is not what I'd want to see if I were a bull. As a bear, this is exactly what I want to see. The Tenkin actually coming in at 5,492. So Tenkin support shooting down to this structure right over here now. Not looking good, not looking good. Let's see what the 12-hour is saying. Maybe we do have some better turn off our horizontals for a bit. So we do have 21 EMA support and 10 SMA support right over there. But how long does this last, right? Bitcoin is hinting at a break of the squeeze right over here. We've been literally bouncing between the Kijun and the Tenkin Kijun and the Tenkin Kijun and the Tenkin for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 12-hour candles now, 4 12-hour candles. So that's 2 days, guys, 2 days. This is going to have a break, and I'm leaning towards this break into the downside. If we lose this, next level I'll be looking is around 5,861. We already talked about that, but hey, the daily is suggesting a move towards the downside. Let's go ahead and look at the mango vine on the 12-hour. I do have it pulled up. I keep it open at all times now just to keep an eye on it. And yep, so it gave us a signal right over here. So the first signal gave us was right over here, actually saying, hey, we're going to bounce very soon. So if you're on a short position, you may want to either one, start taking profits or close out that position. If you're aggressive, maybe consider to going for a long bounce play to the upside. And we got that, a very, very strong move, actually, a good 50%. Then gave us our first short signal right at the top over here at around 6,900, 7,000-ish when Bitcoin reached here. And if I had been patient, I would have got a much better short trade average position if I just waited for the mango vine, right? If you guys do remember, I started shorting at around 6,600 and I was pretty much averaging in that entire zone. That was my plan though from the start, so I stuck to it. But because of this experience, I was being patient for this short position over here at 6,550. I was waiting for the vine to give us the call before putting on or adding to my position. And yep, so it gave us a call over here, it gave us a call right over here, and it gave us a call over here. So 3 positions now essentially, and we've been playing it as we go, right? Oh, by the way, guys, if you do have access to the mango vine, please go ahead and watch the most recent video that I pushed up on the tutorial videos on how to use it. It focuses on the 12-hour mango vine in specific. It's around 20 minutes long, where I essentially break down everything. So please go ahead and watch it if you haven't watched it just yet. All right, so now let's go ahead and wrap up with a quick recap. Remember, Bitcoin is sitting on some major monthly support. Let me go ahead and show it to you quickly. Right over here, we are sitting on the support, but Bitcoin has just started the month. We have the entirety of the month to go before we can confirm a close above this, right? Bitcoin may very well wick all the way down here to around 4,000 for all we know, and then close above. It's done it in the previous month. Volatility is high, so keep that in mind. At the moment, on the mid to lower time frames, it's looking bearish. And what am I looking for Bitcoin to do? Well, currently, if we lose this Tenkin over here, I'd be looking, let's go ahead and mark out some thick horizontals for you guys to see. Let's thicken these up a little bit, all right? For a quick recap, boom. Okay, so this is what I'll be looking at. So perhaps 5,875, that is the major low that Bitcoin needs to be defending. If we lose that, I'll be looking further down to around here, 5,400-ish, right? And what does this line up with? That lines up with our daily Tenkin, I do believe, right? We went through this step by step. Yep, the daily Tenkin coming in right over there, 5,450-ish. And in fact, if I do recall, this does line up with the weekly 200 moving average, if I'm correct. Let's wait for it. Yep, weekly 200 moving average is actually sitting at 5,585. So we could wick down to the 5,450-ish region and close the weekly above this 200 moving average sitting at 5,580. Let's turn off all the horizontals. I do want to see where the 200 exponential moving average is. Let's turn it on quickly. Again, guys, Mango Ribbon is completely free. Use the link down below. In fact, this version over here is the older version. You guys will get access to the newer version. Okay, and the 200 EMA. So we are sitting on the 200 EMA support, 5,875. Very interesting, right? You're seeing how this is a major level that we talked about on the 4-hour, the daily, the 12-hour. So losing this is going to have some implications, but we do have support at 5,500, 5,400. And again, if you're confused as to what the difference is between an exponential moving average, this T line over here, and a moving average, this brown line over here, then go ahead and watch the video I did where I compared the difference between a moving average and an exponential moving average. I explained it, I broke it down very, very simply for you guys. You'll find the video on our channel. Simply do a search as well. Just search Mango Research, difference between EMA and MA. You should find it. Once you watch that video, you're going to have a deeper understanding of moving averages and exponential moving averages than most other traders that use them in a black and white manner. All right, so with that being said, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, throw it a like, throw it a subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below. If you didn't enjoy it, let me know what you didn't like. If you're looking for a different type of content, let me know that as well. Until then, do it the Mango way, do it the stress way, do it the easy way.